are artists.
Rap is not an art.
You cannot come down here and harass my clients because of what they look like.
Straight Outta Compton, the movie about the legendary hip-hop group NWA, is a bona fide Hollywood hit. And a Dallas-based rapper played a role in the making of that film. He's known as the DOC, and he was instrumental in co-writing some of NWA's early work.
Yeah, he spoke with us about his role helping out in the film and its impact. Fox 4's Melissa Cutler also spoke with his family. She joins us now live from Dallas. Hi, Melissa.
Hey, Heather, you know, the racial tensions in this movie are resonating with people and audiences around the country, and also with the founding member of NWA that you mentioned, as well as his family.
You may not have heard of Tracy Curry, but you've probably heard his rap lyrics, both decades ago and in the most popular movie this weekend.
Let's give them NWA.
A creative force behind iconic gangster rap group, the DOC was a founding member of NWA. The music, now a movie. It opened Friday and crushed box office receipts to the tune of $60 million. We Skyped with the DOC from his home in California. His voice permanently changed after a devastating car accident in 1989.
I was excited for them. They deserve it.
His mom and daughter are proud too. They talk every other day.
I am so happy for him. He's blessed. I was a tiny baby when he was big with NWA and them, so he's just a normal man to me.
Growing up in the projects of West Dallas, the DOC was discovered at 19 years old and was recently reunited with up to half a dozen platinum albums last May when he found out a friend pawned them in a Plano pawn shop.
You have a unique voice. The world needs to hear it.
The movie is about the pioneers of gangster rap and the rocky relationship with police. He says it's just as relevant today as it was decades ago.
And that was those kids 30 years ago telling you that these police feel like they can kill us. And here, 30 years later, not only are they feeling like they can do it, but they're doing it, you know, and it's at a pretty alarming rate these days.
He says that's why the movie resonates.
The movie should be celebrated, but it's a wake-up call. Like, you guys still aren't getting the picture, you know. It's pretty bad.
And that it's a movie almost everyone can relate to.
And it takes them back to a time when, you know, for them, I guess life was a little more simple.
Now, he says this movie is just about as much about Dallas as it is about Compton. He says really the message is about lifting yourself up out of your present situation and struggling and finding a better way of life. He says that's what he hopes people ultimately take away from this movie, Heather.
And Melissa, I know y'all had a chance to talk for a while. Did you happen to get to the topic of Christian Taylor, the Christian Taylor shooting in Arlington?
Yeah, you know, we did. He said that shooting, that event was something they've been rapping about decades ago, the 30 years ago that he mentioned. He said the relationship between the police and the public hasn't, in his opinion, gotten really any better. In fact, he says it's probably gotten a little bit worse until there's going to be some sort of breaking point at some situation, you know, until attitudes change. Police associations across the country, Heather, had been criticizing the timeliness of this movie, the release of it, saying, you know, this is really not a good time to release this movie. Things are just too hot across the country. But, you know, both the DOC and his mother and his daughter also said that they feel completely differently. They say that this movie will help perhaps open up channels of communication between different groups. And again, that's ultimately their hope in all of this.
Well, it certainly has people talking. Melissa Cutler live at the Angelica in Dallas. Thank you.